student competition on that. So the center is in the right step, in the right direction for the engineering students to be proactive and apply for special projects, scholarships and fellowships, as I mentioned, through the IEEE Canada Foundation, but don't stop there. You should be able to realize that STEM is very, very important for young people in particular, and I would say the second impact on IEEE itself is the center is mandated to provide information to encourage students to join IEEE, not just the Professional Engineering Association for Ontario, but becoming a member of IEEE as students, which we hope you will go on to become gold members, obviously, and then lifelong members. And what was the donations? Is that the last thing? I had to add that one. We want to inspire you as students to volunteer in various committees, to get involved with various different conferences. And the last thing that the impact that Rudy asked me to mention about is the impact on the wider Oshawa community. What we found is the I believe 8 or 10 students from my IEEE branch, which were involved with our DIY day, we really inspired young kids and parents about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We want to encourage the branch to get involved in the planning process for this year, next year's Family Day event. Again, it's a free event. And the last thing I'd like to say is we have a real potential, which Canadian locations have not really taken advantage of a lot, is something called EPICS. And the EPICS has surface learning. It's a connection with the high schools and practical humanitarian activities. So I'd say we have the start, a real cornerstone of doing that. Great, and I'll pass over to John. Yes?
Hi, my name is Joan Kerr, and I'm so happy to be here. Congratulations to all of you for the McNaughton Center. By the way, my husband's name is McKnight, and it was originally McNaughton, no relations, just to say, so it's a good thing. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the foundation and a go-forward work plan. How's that?
Sure.
It's not all about conceptualization, you know. The Foundation for Building Sustainable Communities, we call it FBSC for short, was conceived on the idea that if you gave people the opportunity to do wonderful work, would they do it without absolutely nothing in it for them? Just to be able to participate in doing something good for the community. That was the premise on which it was formed, which was in 2003. We focused on 3 areas: local food, innovation and technology, and heritage and arts. Those are our 3 main focuses. So I'll talk about what we've done with UIT. So, or IEEE actually. So in 2009, the HIC, Humanitarian Initiatives Committee, was formed, and I happened to be in Washington, and they were talking, as Glenn said, with the humanitarian concepts from the UN and formed this committee. And I happened to be at the dinner table, and I, as a humanitarian, I'm not an engineer, as a humanitarian I kept saying, so what are the results of some of these technologies? Who knows about them? How do we talk about them? And, you know, they want to talk about the technology, not the impact it has, and I'm asking about the impact. So they said, well, you should be on the Humanitarian Initiatives Committee, so never talk yourself into a committee work. So I've been on it from the formation. HIC, the Humanitarian Initiatives Committee, encourages student branches to become involved. That's what its focus is. We have competition, a student competition for papers, and UIT has never entered the competition since we've had it. That's not going to happen this year, right? Right. So that's my first work plan, is that at least one paper from UIT, please. So please enter that. I can send you the link so that you know. We're in the process of organizing the IHD, which is the International Humanitarian Technology Conference, which the paper will be presented. So HIC, that's one of their initiatives. So I encourage you to please participate. I want to talk a little bit about the DIY, which is a do-it-yourself showcase, which was also sponsored by the foundation. And I think it was one of the biggest success we had in terms of a quickly organized event. It took us 45 days to actually organize this and get all the scholarships. The McNaughton Center is actually at the heart of what we try to do, which is about partnership and how resources can be leveraged to make wonderful things happen in the community. So we hope that it's not going to be a room that has technology, but it will be add vibrancy to our community. And so I want to invite you to participate again in the DIY, and we'll ask publicly the foundation to fund it again. There you go. And I just want to let you know that from the community's point of view, they were so impressed with the students that turned up, and that they were so friendly and so giving and so informative. And that's what it's all about. So again, I will just say thank you very much for inviting us, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Actually, we'd like to call Dr. Sood back up to represent the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science. The faculty has given us exceptional support, encouragement, and therefore we thank them for helping us establish this facility.
I'd like to present you with the certificate. Or the faculty.
Oh, the faculty, all right.
Yes.
So you can give
Thank
the
you very
Dr.
much.
Sood.
Well, thanks very much, Woody.
Thank you. Lastly, we'd like to thank Shri Salva. Shri, I know Dr. Sood said quite nicely Shri's involvement with helping to get the McNaughton Center off the ground. He's the one who put this all together, and he saw it through to its completion. And so we'd like to thank him and present him with an award.
I'm not doing a speech.
It's okay.
I'm not doing a speech, but I just want to be in the picture on this one.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, my All right.
Well, this concludes the main portion of the ceremony. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for attending and for everyone's support. And I suppose if you're interested, we are going to go to Shag Balls across the street for lunch if you'd care to join us. But I guess this concludes the ceremony. So again.